undefeated champion, AJ Anthony Joshua. Let's have everyone seated at this time, ladies and gentlemen.
We like to see, everyone loves to see heavyweights and they love to see knockouts, and they got the right man on the card for this job. I'm definitely coming to do what I do best. You know, it's something that's God-given. It's something that I don't have to pressure myself do or others apply pressure on to me. It's something that comes naturally, and I'm coming to do it again this time around as well. So, like Shelly told you, like I always say, don't blink, baby. Bam, good night.
Sport. And that's a very tough fight for Deontay Wilder, who is one of the most exciting heavyweights on the planet. For AJ, the run has been incredible. The journey has been incredible, from winning Olympic gold, from winning the World Heavyweight Championship in his 16th fight, the run that he's been on. You know, Dominic Brazil, Eric Molina, Vladimir Klitschko, Carlos Takam unifying against Joseph Parker in a great fight as well, Alexander Povetkin, Andy Ruiz, Kubrat Pulev, Alexander Usyk, many times all around the world. And just to close with the main event, the star of the show, AJ, ready to fight on Saturday night. Not too many words, but I know you're looking to do a demolition job on this man come the weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks to everyone for turning up today. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm looking to do a good job. What more can I say? I will do a good job.
The analysis of you comes with a territory. Every line that comes out your mouth, someone said he looks tense, and I've never actually seen you more relaxed.
I'm here to fight. I'm not here to party and get caught up in the glitz and glam. I want to fight. I want to perform well. Put that pressure on myself. Of course I'm tense because I want to perform. I want to win. I got that urge to win, and I want to hurt my opponent.
Shocking scenes erupt at the press conference as Deontay Wilder suddenly hurls a chair straight toward Anthony Joshua during a volatile face-off. Chaos detonates instantly as tempers snap between both heavyweights, security surges desperately, and the rivalry crosses a line into something deeply personal.
From you, and you're going to take it out on him for running from you. Tell us a little bit more about that. You really think he didn't want to fight you once upon a time?
Yeah, I truly believe he ran from me. You know, I've heard that he said that he's confident that he's gonna knock me out, but I kind of hard to believe, because how can you have confidence in yourself as a challenger and you didn't have confidence in yourself as a champion? It's kind of backwards to me. But whatever flows his boat. We'll see what happens on Saturday night. I can't wait to look. I'm looking forward to sharing the ring with.
Frank Warren underscores the suffocating pressure crushing both fighters heading into this collision, noting confidence burns fiercely on each side. Yet at this fragile stage, one brutal defeat could unravel everything they have built. The demand is not merely to win but to dominate convincingly, amplifying the stakes and pushing this already volatile rivalry closer to a breaking point.
He genuinely, I've spoken to him, he genuinely thinks he can win this Otto, and AJ can't afford to lose it. He wants to stay at the top on the top table. This is fights that he's got to win, and he's got to win them in style. It's going to be an exciting fight, there's no doubt about that. I think it will be exciting. And
Anthony Joshua makes it chillingly clear his focus is sealed entirely on the fight in front of him, shutting out every whisper and distraction beyond the moment, narrowing everything down to pure performance. In a rivalry this volatile, that level of mental control becomes a weapon, especially as emotions outside the ring surge toward dangerous extremes.
Everybody talking about the bigger fights. I know the focus is Saturday, but so refreshing to have a man talking
Pure focus on Saturday.
And making sure you're focused. He's making sure you're dialed in for Saturday night.
Yeah, pure focus on Saturday. That's where my heart, my soul, every cell in my body is.
Deontay Wilder unleashes a chilling, aggressive message, making it clear in his mind this fight will be decided by raw, unforgiving punching power alone. His words drip with absolute certainty in a knockout ending, revealing a relentless intent to break Anthony Joshua in violent, destructive fashion.
Whose power is stronger? Is it you or I? But know that I'm coming to knock you out. I want to stand over your body as I knock you out. And yell, Bomb Squad! I'll see you soon.
Anthony Joshua insists focus is no issue, claiming his mind is locked and his training consumed by relentless preparation, every detail sharpened for what lies ahead. He views this fight as a decisive checkpoint in his career, a moment where everything balances on the edge, and the outcome threatens to define what comes next.
Hard to stay focused, or do you find it easy with how long you've been in the game for?
Well, for me personally, it's not hard to stay focused at all. I'm fully locked in. I made a commitment in my life to stay locked in. And my main focus is on Otto Wallen now. And I'm going to perform. I'm going to do my job. I can definitely window shop. I know where I'm going in my life. But I've also got to say, this is the checkpoint. And if I don't get past this, there is no future.
Johnny Nelson reveals just how far the psychological warfare has spiraled in this rivalry, explaining that while mind games are woven into boxing, crossing certain personal lines can ignite volatile emotional reactions, warping a fighter's mindset and dangerously altering how they perform once they step inside the ring.
After the fight, he may apologise and say, look, I went too far, I shouldn't have said that. But he needed to get a response from Anthony Joshua and get him into a certain mindset.
Carl Froch delivers a blunt, sobering breakdown of this looming collision, openly questioning whether Anthony Joshua truly believes he can survive it, while pointing straight at the ultimate threat, Deontay Wilder's devastating right hand, a weapon that has erased elite fighters without warning. From a cold, neutral view, Froch warns that one perfectly timed shot could detonate everything in an instant, exposing just how perilous this matchup really is. He stresses that confidence is not optional for Joshua but essential, because even a flicker of hesitation against a puncher like Wilder can turn catastrophic in seconds. In a fight balanced this tightly on a knife edge, belief inside the mind may carry just as much weight as anything the body can deliver when the moment finally explodes.
I don't know if AJ believes he can beat Deontay. Well, maybe he does, maybe he wants to come back, maybe he wants to fight again, but what happens in that fight? Anthony Joshua in one corner, Deontay Wilder in the other corner, they come together in the centre of the ring. What happens? I honestly can't say what happens. I think if Deontay Wilder throws a couple of meaningful right hands and connects on AJ's chin, then the fight's over. AJ will be knocked out. He's got to...
Max Kellerman exposes the brutal financial gamble behind this mega fight, warning that Anthony Joshua already secures massive earnings without stepping into extreme danger, yet now stands on the edge of a far riskier path. He makes it clear Deontay Wilder is no routine opponent but a looming knockout threat capable of ending everything in a flash, turning this into a high-stakes decision with real consequences. From a cold business lens, it becomes a ruthless battle between risk and reward, where the payoff grows larger but the danger rises just as sharply. Kellerman doubles down on Wilder's fearsome reputation as one of the most devastating punchers in heavyweight history, explaining why this clash feels enormous yet carries a constant sense of looming disaster.
$30 million a fight, fighting anyone in front of 70 to 100,000 fans in England. Why make $50 million to fight a guy who might beat him, right? Wilder really can beat any, he has chances against anyone because Fury's right. He's one of the great all-time punchers with the right hand. So there's no financial incentive for Joshua to fight him.
Duke McKenzie dissects how naturally explosive this fight is to promote, noting that Deontay Wilder knows exactly how to ignite hype and command attention, yet beneath that spectacle lies a far darker concern, the genuine danger both men face stepping into this collision. He warns this is no easy assignment for either fighter, then drops a surprising edge, suggesting Anthony Joshua may carry even heavier raw power, pushing the stakes into something wildly unpredictable. From a sharp analytical view, this becomes a brutal clash of elite force, where both fighters possess the kind of power that can end everything in a heartbeat, without warning. That constant threat of sudden destruction is what pulls fans deeper into the rivalry, but it is also exactly why insiders view this matchup as dangerously balanced on a knife edge for both sides.
Deontay Wilder knows how to sell a fight, and he's already called out Joshua. That's a big fight. I mean, like I said, I'd love to see him walk away from the sport. Wilder, I'd like to see him say, you know what, I've had enough, but he's already got his eyes on the next one, potentially a fight with Joshua. It's not a good fight to take. It's not a good fight to take. Yeah, Joshua's a big, meaty guy. Joshua's right hand's like probably the hardest. He's probably the hardest punch in heavyweight right now. For me, personally, I think he hits harder than Wilder.
Frank Warren reacts strongly to ongoing talk and criticism surrounding the situation, dismissing it as unnecessary noise. He makes it clear that in his view, the result was already settled fairly and there is no need to overcomplicate or reopen debates. From a boxing promotion standpoint, this kind of frustration shows how emotionally charged the build-up has become. Even experienced figures are getting drawn into controversy, which shows how much attention and tension this rivalry is generating.
Total, unbelievable crap. And why this moron has brought this up, I do not know. I don't know where he's going with it. You know, he got beat fair and square. Fraser acknowledged that. And that's the end of it.
Carl Froch offers a sharply critical reading of Anthony Joshua's reaction after the face-off, suggesting subtle hesitation in accepting the challenge from Deontay Wilder. He notes Wilder came across as the more forceful presence in that moment, pressing forward for confrontation while Joshua appeared comparatively restrained and measured. From a psychological angle, Froch raises a deeper question about elite-level self-belief, implying that even a fraction of doubt can become dangerous at this level. Against a puncher like Wilder, who only needs a single opening to change everything, hesitation is not just a detail but a potential turning point. That reality adds another layer of pressure on Joshua, where confidence and absolute certainty may prove just as vital as any physical preparation heading into such a high-stakes clash.
When Deontay Wilder walked from the ring, AJ was stood there looking a bit weird and a bit like confused, like, am I going to do anything? Am I not going to do anything? And Wilder, I think, said, let's do it next. Let's do it. Let's get it on. And AJ just sort of, he didn't say much. I think he might have said, you don't want this or something to them lines, but never really tried to get the fight going. I think AJ's got this thing in his head where I don't think he's sure of himself. If he thinks about fighting Deontay Wilder, does he believe he can actually beat?
Frank Smith explains that everything in the heavyweight division right now is revolving around Anthony Joshua's next move. He highlights that Joshua remains one of the biggest attractions in boxing, meaning every top contender wants a piece of him. From a promotional angle, this creates massive pressure on decision-makers to choose the right path for his comeback. The phrase right route back shows that Joshua's career is being carefully managed after setbacks, and every fight now carries huge importance. In a division full of dangerous punchers like Deontay Wilder, one wrong step could change everything. So every decision around him is being treated like a high-stakes chess move.
It's all eyes on getting AJ whatever works best for him, whatever the right route back is for him. There's discussions ongoing. AJ's the hot ticket. You know, everyone wants to fight Anthony Joshua. So let's see what.
Anthony Joshua delivers a forceful statement here, making it unmistakably clear this is not just another bout, but a fight that must happen in boxing's heavyweight landscape. He openly acknowledges that both he and Deontay Wilder are products of the same era, a reality that makes their collision feel less like a possibility and more like an inevitability waiting to erupt. Joshua's tone carries visible frustration toward negotiations and business politics, shifting the focus away from backroom talk and firmly toward forcing the fight into existence. It reflects a mindset change, from promotional delay to pure competitive urgency. In a rivalry already charged with anticipation, both men understand the demand from the public is massive, and every delay only intensifies the pressure surrounding them. The statement reinforces a growing sense that the boxing world may finally be closing in on the moment fans have been waiting for, where talk gives way to confrontation.
Tit for tat and say, he said, she said, he said, she said. I think in the reality and the scheme of things, it's a fight that we have to have. We're both in the same generation, the same era. We're both heavyweight champions of the world. So with that being said, as I said, like, there's no fantasy contracts. It's a situation where it's reality. Like, I don't like coming to a stage in my career when I'm just talking about what I'm worth and negotiations and what we're bringing to the table. It's a fight.
Johnny Nelson delivers a controversial take on Deontay Wilder's current condition, openly questioning whether his once devastating knockout power still sits at its absolute peak. He suggests the aura of fear Wilder used to command may no longer be as overwhelming as it once was, a bold claim in the heavyweight division where reputation often shapes outcomes before the first punch is thrown. Still, this kind of opinion only fuels the debate further, because Wilder's right hand has always been his defining weapon. In a potential clash with Anthony Joshua, even a split second of hesitation could turn catastrophic, where timing matters more than perception. So while Nelson casts doubt on the full return of Wilder's explosive force, many fans and observers still view him as a permanent knockout threat, regardless of recent form or narrative shifts inside the division.
Wilder's snapper's gone. Wilder's TNT has gone. Wilder's that punch is gone. He couldn't even let it go. He's just gone. So I don't believe that. I think Carl might be setting the cat amongst the pigeon.
Eddie Hearn reflects on Anthony Joshua's composed reaction and the escalating performance levels being revealed. He notes that Anthony Joshua appeared calm and willing to engage, maintaining a controlled mindset under pressure. Eddie Hearn also evaluates Deontay Wilder's recent performance, admitting it looked sharper than expected, though still not fully convincing. This shows both fighters are still being closely studied for improvements and exploitable weaknesses before a potential clash. In a fight of this magnitude, even small improvements matter because both men carry elite-level knockout power danger. Eddie Hearn's comments suggest that while questions remain, the fight still holds massive competitive intrigue and unpredictable danger.
He looked better. I thought he looked better. Listen, Chisora's not easy. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. If that makes sense.
Duke McKenzie breaks down the business machinery behind boxing, stressing that major fights are never just sport, but global entertainment engineered for maximum reach and impact. He explains that even controversy, tension, and heated promotional exchanges only amplify attention, pulling in audiences and driving ticket sales across the world. From a purely commercial lens, a showdown like Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is exactly the kind of collision that generates massive revenue streams, where the narrative matters as much as the punches. Fans are not only investing in skill but in drama, rivalry, and the constant uncertainty of what could happen next. McKenzie's perspective exposes how modern boxing now operates on two parallel tracks, sport and spectacle intertwined, and this fight sits at the peak of both, forming one of the most marketable and globally anticipated heavyweight events imaginable.
It wouldn't surprise me, but like I say, I don't see there's any harm in it. It didn't bring the sport into disrepute in any way. This is the show business world that we live in. There's the fight game and then there's the fight business. And from a business perspective, that's probably just sold another 1 million tickets worldwide to people to watch this fight because they're
Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have reached a point where this rivalry feels personal, inevitable, and dangerously unstable. Every exchange outside the ring only tightens the pressure, turning it into one of the most volatile heavyweight clashes in recent memory. For Anthony Joshua, it is about proving he still belongs at the top, silencing doubts about mentality and consistency after setbacks. For Deontay Wilder, it is about reminding everyone his power remains a real threat, capable of ending any fight in a single moment. If Anthony Joshua wins, it restores dominance and pushes him back to the center of the heavyweight division with massive opportunities ahead. But if Deontay Wilder lands the decisive shot, everything flips instantly, potentially rewriting the heavyweight landscape and his legacy overnight. At this stage, it is no longer just about skill. It is about who can handle pressure and deliver when everything is on the line. So the question remains dangerously simple now.